He got an 11-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, and they didn't give me a buck.
Nothing than that?
I could have used a lot of money.
Kevin Costner, a Hollywood actor, director, and producer, has an unusual lifestyle that has caught the attention of many. Unlike most known celebrities, he lives a very conservative life, in which there is no display of wealth and luxury.
Because you did really, you invested a lot of your own money, if not all your own money, into this
It's
all
not
these
mine,
movies.
but the majority of it is mine.
Even with a net worth of over $25 million, he still lives like an ordinary American man. Many fans describe him as humble, but beyond values. There just could be more than we think. Why does someone so rich live like he's poor when he is anything but? Join us as we uncover the real truth behind Kevin Costner.
I feel so lucky. I feel so blessed. And there's three more.
The real Kevin Costner. When we think of Kevin Costner, what comes to our mind is a 6-foot, blue-eyed American actor, known for his usual roles of hard, rugged individualists. Besides acting, Costner has also directed several movies. Among them is the well-known Dance with Wolves. With over 4 decades in the movie industry, he has become not just an actor, but also a director who has even produced his own films, and has also become a part of the music industry. Outstandingly pulling off roles in iconic films like The Bodyguard, down to recent ones like his roles in the blockbuster series Yellowstone, Kevin Costner has proved to have a place in Hollywood's most resilient stars. Yet, despite an estimated net worth of over $250 million, Kevin Costner seems to be surprisingly living a modest life. But that's not all. The truth we are about to reveal about Kevin Costner is more shocking than you think.
My children, whether it's with the movie, whether it's just dealing, I want to live this moment right now. I need to figure it out.
Kevin Costner is not one to show off an extravagant life, flaunting his wealth with flashy cars, designer clothes, or enormous mansions like many other celebrities. Costner has built a simple family and lived his daily life like the average American. As a matter of fact, his daily life looks far more ordinary than we were expecting from a Hollywood A-lister. He could be spotted many times dressed in a simple shirt on light-wash jeans and sometimes a pair of dark sunglasses. Repeatedly, fans who have been privileged to work with or meet him have described him as a humble and conserved personality. He is not the pompous type who thinks of himself as too good to relate with ordinary people. Because, despite his success, he hasn't forgotten the roots he came from. It is surprising that someone who can get himself the most luxurious things without making an effort would decide to live humbly. In one of his quotes, Kevin Costner expressed that being humble was pretty sexy, and a pretty great quality. Living in humility, he said, is a good way to live. According to him, some people who lead special lives have somehow made these weird conclusions, that they are better off than others. And when he sees that, it is ugly. Halting to talk to a fan was something not far off from the American actor. He could stop at times to take a picture with a fan or two. The 1991 Saturday Evening Post, written by Mills, Bart describes him as the superstar next door, the ordinary guy who made good in Hollywood but stayed the same. They described how despite his rising fame and being starred in hit series such as No Way Out, Untouchables, Field of Dreams, he still remains a dedicated family man, making time to spend with his family and friends. Kevin Costner responded that although he has grown, he is still the same man, pointing out at the end that his main concern is to make his career and his name stand for something. Interestingly, Kevin Costner likes to forget that he's a multimillionaire when at home and just be a father to his kids and a husband to his wife. In one of his interviews, he admitted that he liked to come home to a woman who appreciates how truly full of nonsense he was. He was not that impressed with the life that comes from acting and so basked in the support of his family. In an interview, he said that although he enjoyed having a standing in the community, he would not let people's opinion of him define how he lived his personal life. It is a normal trend for celebrities to always want to leave a good impression and win admiration by presenting a rich life to the public. But for Kevin Costner, flaunting his wealth is certainly not impressive. In fact, he once said in an interview that he did not care about getting humiliated by people and could be as foolish to show up to an interview wearing a coat and tie. Kevin Costner's statements prove how unbothered he is about extravagant lifestyles. Is this who he really is? Or could his upbringing and personal life have a role to play? To get answers, we will be exploring interesting facts about Kevin Costner, such as his background, financial situation, and personal values.
Sometimes they're not even singing their songs, and in a way, we all have egos, and they start to pass you a little bit. They become popular.
Kevin Costner's background and personal life. Kevin Michael Costner was born on the 18th of January, 1955, in Linwood, California, as the third child of William and Sharon Costner. He grew up with his very conservative family in Compton, California. He watched his father work so hard to support them. Kevin's grandparents lost everything during the Great Dust Disaster, and this shaped his father, who saw his own dad lose everything. His father, William Costner, was a noble man who wanted to do more for his family, but did not want to soil his hands in the wrong things. He went from digging ditches to ultimately servicing electric lines for Southern California Edison, while his mother worked as a caregiver. His father's job made them move regularly from one city to another, which made him always the new boy in school. Kevin described this as an upheaval. He was always the shortest boy in class, who would be seen running around muddy dungarees with an arrow over his shoulder. He would hunt rabbits and squirrels and sell them. He expressed that they never had a lot of money. He wasn't the kid who had 2 pairs of tennis shoes or one who could get another basketball if it gets popped. His upbringing, which did not place much emphasis on glamour, served as the basis for his purely unmaterialistic outlook. Regardless of the hardships, Kevin recounts his childhood as a happy one. It was an ideal life, just uncluttered and honest, he says. As a kid, Kevin daydreamed a lot. He would hide in his room, writing short stories about his favorite film heroes and fantasizing about being a cowboy. He remembers going to the movies at 10 years old to see how the West was won. He described the moment as being magical. The rush of adrenaline down his spine made his hair stand. He sees those moments as a sign of the rising passion of becoming an actor, even though it wasn't clear as of then that he wanted to be one. Kevin Costner became interested in acting while in his last year of college, but was doubtful about making a career after his college. One of the reasons he pointed out was that he was afraid of his career having a negative impact on his private life, but not until he had an encounter with Welsh actor Richard Burton. Burton encouraged him that it was possible to be an actor without experiencing unrest in your private life. And with that, Kevin Costner was inspired to become an actor. But the turnout of events afterwards would leave you even shocked.
No, it's true. But it's not true for me. You know, conventional wisdom, right? What if everybody's wrong?
Kevin Costner's journey in Hollywood. Kevin Costner started off the journey by taking acting lessons 5 nights a week at a studio. He started with very minor, insignificant roles, struggling for long in the industry before he finally struck it big. He made his film in 1981, Sizzle Beach, USA. After a brief stint as an extra in Francis, 1981, he got his first significant role in The Big Chill, 1983, but his scenes were cut off from the final film. Refusing to be discouraged by these setbacks, Costner continued to pursue various acting opportunities, and only then was he able to break into mainstream success with the movie Silverado. Added to that were his previous appearances in westerns and action movies, which also showed him as a rugged character and gradually built his career. It was during the late 80s and early 90s that Costner's star power finally reached the skies. Iconic films like The Untouchables, Bull Durham, and Field of Dreams contributed greatly to his leading man status in Hollywood. Similarly, 1990. Dances with Wolves, in which he directed for the first time and also starred in, was one of the epic films which marked a career-defining moment, whereby he went on to win 2 Academy Awards, Best Picture and Best Director. Even with critical and box office failures like Waterworld in 1995 and The Postman in 1997, Costner continued to work untiringly, playing various kinds of roles throughout these years. Today, Costner's career has made a breakthrough due to the undisputed success of his first-ever TV series Yellowstone, wherein he plays the rugged rancher, a role close to his heart, just like so many other classic American ones. To every good success story, there is usually a rough and bumpy story behind the scene. Keep watching to find out the most unexpected events that took place in his journey to success, and what it says about his display of modesty. It looked like Kevin's fears at the beginning of his career had come to haunt his. The fear of his private life being jeopardized if he becomes an actor had caught up with him, having 2 failed marriages over his years as an actor. Kevin got married to his college sweetheart Cindy Silva in 1978. In 1984, they had their first child, a daughter, another daughter in 1986, and a son in 1988. In 1994, they were divorced after 16 years of marriage due to Kevin Costner allegedly having an affair on set of the movie Waterworld. Following his divorce, he entered a couple of relationships, one of which resulted in having a son with Bridget Rooney, current wife of billionaire Bill Koch. He finally got married again in 2004 to his 4-year girlfriend, model and handbag designer Christine Baumgartner. This second marriage surprisingly also ended in a divorce after 18 years. It wasn't really disclosed why Christine filed for a divorce, but there was something about this second marriage that brings us back to Kevin Costner's modest lifestyle, despite being super rich. During the court proceedings involving the divorce, Christine Baumgartner requested an outrageous sum of $161,000 per month for child support. In defense to her request, she argued that her new property required $40,000 per month, and it was not to compare with Costner's beachside pad of $73 million. She had also complained that her new property does not have an ocean view, and said the standard of living at the new house could not compare to that of the marital home. In a sense, Baumgartner believed she should be living better off, or at least at the level of her former husband. She further debated that the kids should spend their time with her at a beachside home she was hoping to rent once her 6-month rent was up. The beachside home would cost her $150,000 per month. Her unreasonable requests gave an insight to her extravagant lifestyle and desperation to leave a wealthy impression in the eyes of people. A life different from the modest and humble lifestyle of Kevin Costner. To counter her unreasonable arguments, Costner's attorney, Laura Wasser, made a short opening statement in which he accused Christine Baumgartner of making excessive and unreasonable financial demands. He debunked the notion that Costner's children cared about a lavish lifestyle or having an ocean view. It looked like Christine wanted to live off her lavish way of life, using the child support money for her children. The attorney told the court that Kevin Costner's family do not live like movie stars, and that his children do not wear designer clothes or drive expensive cars, and that they attended public schools. Keep watching to see the shocking twist that changed everything we knew about Kevin Costner's lifestyle.
Am I pretty enough? Will they like me? Whitney, if you could hear me now, I would tell you, you weren't just good enough.
Kevin Costner's financial situation. Court documents from Costner's divorce proceedings estimated his net worth to be around $400 million. This includes his movie and television earnings and even his real estate holdings. It is reported that Kevin Costner owns at least 5 properties for about a total of $100 million, plus a $145 million compound. Asides his acting career, Costner also earns money from non-entertainment ventures. Instead of wasting money on luxury items, he invested his money on projects like his Costner's oil and water separation technology, which was used by the British Petroleum Public Limited Company to clean up the Deep Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. The project took about 15 years and more than $20 million of his money in developing the oil separator. He also invested in a road trip, Audio. For a celebrity like Kevin Costner, with an estimated net worth of more than $250 million, life is expected to be one of ultimate luxury and ease. However, recent reports on his financial situation paint a totally different picture. Of course, he has very lucrative investments in properties and businesses. But for the last couple of years, Kevin Costner has faced some real financial setbacks after the movie Horizon. An American Saga failed at the box office. According to a source, he might have to part with his large real estate holdings, which include but not limited to a very lavish 10-acre Barbara estate to fund Horizon. An American Saga. Kevin Costner personally invested $38 million from his personal bank on the $100 million project, probably because he did not get enough investors at the time. The film was unable to make a significant impact at the box office and could only make returns of $11 million in its opening weekend. A disastrous loss for a movie with a $100 million investment. Besides that, Costner's recent divorce from his wife of almost 19 years, Christine Baumgartner, has marked a difference in his financial standing, paying over $60,000 for child support. The legal fees and highly expensive divorce settlement reportedly further distressed him with financial pressure, calling into question the way he manages his wealth. Even while Costner has been diversified with a portfolio of investments that include ownership in several businesses, these are not liquid assets in many instances, and often he can struggle to liquidate quickly if he needs access to large amounts. His reported struggles bring into view how individuals, even with high net worths, can find themselves facing financial challenges all too often at the juncture of poor lifestyle choices and unexpected life events. Do you think Kevin Costner's modesty is tied to his financial situation? And if it is, do you think he's going to bounce back? Feel free to tell us what you think in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.